Hey, welcome to another episode of Bench Talk with Temi. Today we have Kit, and this one was a great one. I think I shot this one earlier in the year. Kit and I had a fantastic conversation about neurodiversity, about being different, and actually about tagging into another niche within the gym of individuals that have anxiety, that also want to be in the same space and exist and may not know how to do that. And actually, I think this gives a couple of hints and tips on how to support individuals that feel like that. So please like, share, subscribe, and tell me what you think. See you at the next one. Today we've got Kit, and Kit is actually a very, very, very interesting and dear person to me. And he doesn't know this either. But I've got Kit on here today because firstly, I'm starting my new series where I am interviewing all genders. Thank you for the criticism. But, but I'm also interested in people's journeys this time around. And, I think when I first started before Bench Talks, it was more about me. Actually, now it's more about the people sitting on the opposite side. So, Kit, tell us a bit about yourself.
So, gym-wise, I have been coming to the gym since August 2022. So, 4 years this year, which is weird. I started off just kind of going around the gym, not really knowing what I was doing, just doing the whole sitting on my phone because I feel socially awkward and using the machine. I was one of them, no offense. But then I signed up with, I'd done a few classes, and then I signed up with a personal trainer. And then they helped me build confidence and inspired me to be a PT myself.
Nice.
And then fast forward, we're here.
Amazing. It's funny how that happens, right? Where you're inspired by a personal trainer. Most personal trainers are actually people that just came to the gym for the first time and then become personal trainers. So.
It's not talked about enough because people just see a PT and be like, oh, well, they know what they're doing. It's like, yeah, but you don't know maybe a bit of anxiety they're going through that day, or maybe they're just like really not feeling a workout. It's all like, we have to be positive, but I'd rather be completely honest with my clients. Like I've been through burnout and stuff, and I've been totally upfront with my clients, being like, I'm getting back into a routine, because I hate the whole thing of like, oh, well, you need to work out to like, impress your clients and stuff. It's like, no, I'm realistic with it,
No, I completely agree with that. And I think that's what it's, certain people are attracted to different things. If you are a professional athlete and that's what you want to do, then you would go to a professional athletic coach, right?
Yeah.
But if you're looking for, overcoming anxiety, or you're looking to overcome something, it's so nice to have someone that can resonate with you, even if they're still on that journey. That, okay, at least I can kickstart the journey too, right?
Yeah. I had a consultation with my most recent client, and she said, like, I chose you because you look the least intimidating. and she was like, I'm not being mean. I was like, I do kind of get what you mean, because it's like, I feel like I'm quite new on this journey and stuff, and I'm very like relaxed. I do take my job seriously, but I don't take it too seriously at times.
That's good. That's really, really good. Okay, so let's move on to a different topic. Okay. Let's talk about something quite sensitive, and I hope you're okay to talk about that.
Yeah.
So, Kit, you went through not just, I think, your journey to becoming less anxious in the gym, but you were going through another journey at the same time.
Yeah.
Like that in and of itself is enough to talk about.
Yeah.
So, let me not give it away. You do that.
So, I've been transitioning now for 10 years.
A decade.
That's weird.
Even I didn't know that.
I came out when I was turning, or it might have been 9 years, I can't really remember. But I came out when I was 15, and I was turning 16 that year. So let's just say 9-10 years, just easier than doing the maths. So yeah, I first came out to my mum, and she is amazing. She's just really supportive, of course. I had a few family members that didn't like fully understand, or they tried, but it didn't feel like they were almost trying enough in a way. Like, obviously it's a big change for them, but it's a really big change for me, because I'm living with myself every day, not being fully comfortable. But yeah, through like realizing that like I was trans, it almost gave me kind of a new lease of life, being like, well, I I couldn't picture myself growing old as a woman, but now it's like, now I've transitioned, it's like a whole new life. And it's really funny. And I tell everyone this and they find it really funny, but it's like, I can see people in the gym I've known from primary school and I'll be like, you've got no clue who I am, but I know exactly who you are. So it's almost like living a double life. But I've had a few like trans clients who have like started hormones, or like they've just like they're on like a waiting list or whatever else. And it's nice to kind of have that representation, not only for like trans PT, but also having clients who might feel a bit anxious going to someone who won't fully understand the journey, as it were. But yeah, coming to the gym has helped with that, you know, like build up muscle to kind of reflect how I feel like on the inside and stuff.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Oh, that's great. And I think sometimes people don't fully appreciate the power and the strength it takes to be able to do something like that.
Yeah.
And, you know, it then makes you understand the anxieties that you're going through, and it makes you understand everything that kind of, you know, is in the back of your mind, even as you're trying to conquer something, you know?
Yeah.
So I think you're very brave. You know, I feel I've seen it live.
Yeah.
I probably saw the latter part maybe since 2002 is probably when I started seeing you, and you know, you see it and you're like, and you see you know, as people morph, you start to see the confidence change as well.
Oh, yeah.
And that's so good to see. And I think I remember when you were with your first couple of clients, and I was like, oh my God, I'm so proud of you.
I'm like a little baby.
Yeah. It's so cool.
Yeah. One thing I will say quickly, like, it's not me having a go, but when people say like, oh, you're so brave, and I know you don't mean it at all, but it's just to clear up. It's almost like we didn't have a choice, because it was either transition or
that is
bye,
so
you know.
true.
Yeah.
That is so true.
So it's
That
almost
is so
being
true.
like, instead of saying, oh, you're so brave, you could say like, I'm really proud of how far you come.
And that's exactly what I mean. Like,
yeah.
I feel,
I know you don't mean it in any way, but it's just to clear it up.
Be corrected. And I think that's a good correction to give. And I think the word bravery, from my sense, it's a reflection of me rather than a reflection of you.
Yeah.
It's more about, oh my God, would I be brave enough to do that?
Yeah.
And I think that's where I am coming from. But actually, course correction, it's pride. And sometimes I feel like, who am I to be proud of you? Like, you've done it for you. But no, thanks, Kit. I think that's great correction. All right, let's bring it back to the gym then. So what would be, like, from a funny perspective, what would be your biggest pet peeve?
When I come in on a Friday morning, I'm by myself on shift, which is fine. So I wander into the studio and there's just crap everywhere. And I'm like, great, I loved it.
Do you know, I think one PT has shared what that looks like. I will be putting it on the bedroom.
I have so many.
Send them.
I'd like just loads of steps just lined up. It wasn't even kids. It was like a random man doing like, you know, like
steps.
Not stepping, the the running.
Yeah.
Plyometrics. Yeah.
Right.
But that's annoying. Or when people just like leave their weights out. But once it's tidy and it looks really good, I've done all my cleaning. Satisfying. Cool. Very satisfying.
I have come in. So sometimes I film in the evenings with, overnight with my friend. And I'm like, who's done this? I feel like I've done a workout today. I feel immensely guilty that I haven't deloaded my sets.
I know. I saw it and I was like,
I feel so bad. And I'm like, I need to do it. I never would leave it. I don't understand why people do that. And it makes me wonder, like, what do your homes look like?
Yeah.
Exactly. Okay.
Yeah.
Cool. We're aligned on the pet peeve. And in terms of like the happy, like what makes you genuinely happy with your clients? Like what's, like with every PT, they all have their their sweet happy moment. What's yours with your clients?
Well, one of my clients, obviously, they'll remain anonymous. They didn't have the best relationship with food. And I said to them, because they're almost worried about weighing themselves and gaining weight. And I'm like, listen, it can be like muscle and stuff, etc. But they wrote on their recent check-in form, I gained X amount. I used to this used to make me spiral, but now I know I've done it once, I can do it again.
Amazing.
So it's the mindset change. It's the whole noticing that, I don't know, their muscles are more defined,
Yep.
or like just like mindset changes and stuff, kind of thing, rather than kind of like I mean, it's great having that physical change, but I like to focus a lot more on like the mental aspect, because that's what almost I went through, so I can relate to that more in a sense.
Nice. Okay. And so you kind of like two more things, and then we'll round up. Also, you've recently received a diagnosis that that has just brought things to life. So let me share a little bit of mine. So I was quite outwardly bright, spoke well, did everything well, but when it came to like writing and reading and paying attention and concentrating, I was absolutely rubbish.
Yeah.
And obviously I grew up in Nigeria, and in Nigeria it's 10 times stricter, 10 times harder.
Yeah.
Everything we just spoke about right now, we probably would be flogged to death because of it. And that's horrible. I don't mean that. Nigeria has evolved before you come for me. But in the time when I was growing up. And so it wasn't ever thought about in terms of being neurodiverse, right?
Yeah.
And having a neurodivergent brain.
Yeah.
When I came here, I then went to secondary school, and, I had a fantastic teacher, and, they were like, she's really bright, but she's probably dyslexic. So I did a test, and I was diagnosed as dyslexic. And it was at that point things just flipped and changed for me.
Yeah.
So I fully appreciate what you're about to share with us, because it's such an eye-opener when you realise what the heck is going on with your own head, right?
It feels like almost like you were looking at the world through like rose-coloured glasses in a sense.
Yep.
And then when you get your diagnosis, you get that piece of paper, or you get someone being like, yeah, I think you've got it. Maybe you should. I mean, I came to a choice of getting tested, but then it's almost like you've taken it off, and then you just see the world in like a totally different light. So I do get that. But yeah, ADHD. So
just in case.
Just in case. But yeah, it's just a case of like through school, like quite similar. I was quite bright, I didn't have struggles with like reading or anything. I mean, I probably struggled with like just putting my hand up, Every single parent's evening, Kit needs to put his hand up more. And it's like, yep, I know. But then I had a childcare teacher, and she was like, Kit doesn't need to change because, that's who he is. But yeah, so I just kind of noticed like the whole typical of like I was losing stuff, or like I would be about to leave, and then I would go back like 3 times to like, I've left my phone, all this stuff. And I think like one thing that really stood out to me is the whole like being almost in a community of other people who are neurodivergent, and I seem to almost gravitate towards them, and they gravitate towards me, as it were. Which helps with the client base again, with that relatability. But it's just, I do things a certain way, and then people almost do it a different way, and I'm like, why are they doing it a different way? This is the correct way. And it's like I had like OCD traits through sixth form and stuff, and I actually left a year early because my brain like was too spicy, let's say. But then I got a job, so all works out. But it's like on certain days I would have to wear certain colours. Like on Monday it would be a rainbow tie. On Thursdays it was blue. On Tuesdays it was yellow.
Interesting.
All of this stuff. I mean, even now, like you could give me a word and I'll be like, that's a yellow word or whatever. I don't know. But that potentially, because it kind of is like almost like, like a Venn diagram. OCD relates into that. So that could have been an OCD symptom. It could have been a sneaky ADHD symptom. But I think the thing that kind of led me towards it is not being able to concentrate. Like when I done my new PT course, I couldn't sit there for 2 or 3 hours on the call. So what I would do is kind of leave the call running as if I was there, and then go back and watch it in shorter sections, because it's having that like lack of like dopamine and stuff. And it's like, so you got the attention deficit side, which I've got, and also the hyperactivity. I mean, as you were talking, I was like fidgeting, but I've got the combined type. And it was really funny in my assessment because my assessor, psychologist person, was like, do you fidget a lot? And I've been fidgeting this whole time with one of my Pokemon plushies. But I almost always had that fear of like, am I making it up? You know, is it like, obviously, like it's all in your head. Like, obviously, it is all in my head. But like,
It is all.
Pardon the pun. But it was just like, I said, he was like, yeah, I'm definitely like going to diagnose you with ADHD. And I was like, I almost teared up a little bit because I was like, I said to him, I was like, it's so reassuring to know that I'm not making it up. And he said, based on the evidence through primary school, secondary school, sixth form, work, etc., there's no way you could not have it. And it was just so validating. So now it's like, a bit of a ramble, but before it was like, I felt like I needed to do certain things to be a PT. But now it's like, no, but I've only almost come to that realization through taking off the rose-colored glasses, because everyone has their own way of doing things, and it's like I still do the things, but in little things. Like I can't work long days. Like no, like I feel like I get quite exhausted easy because I can wake up on a day off and my brain is like this. Whereas on a work day like today, I was like, okay, Temi, meeting up with friends, and then I'm done for the day. So I'm almost taking that as more time to rest.
That's
And
good.
yeah,
I think there's nothing more powerful than just knowing what's going on in your body, and also just getting that reassurance, like you said, I'm not making all this up. Like it's real. God, we don't have that much time. I don't know, I need to probably rethink the length of this. But for this series, last series, I was like asking this question to somebody else, but for this series, I want like to ask you, if you could give anyone one advice, what would it be?
Oh, that's a good one. So there's a really nice quote I like, and it's, I don't chase, I attract.
Nice.
And I think that can be applied to so many different areas. Like with clients, I have more people reach out to me than I reach out to people.
Nice.
I mean, occasionally after a class, I might say, hey, do you want some help with like your lunges? I notice you're a little bit wobbly. You can try it like this. But it also comes into having that community base, whether it be other people on the spectrum, whether it be people in the gym, whether it be people that are LGBTQ+, etc. You will find your people eventually. It's just a case of almost putting more energy into yourself first so you can be your best self, whether that be 100% on one day and then like 50%, you're still giving your 100% on that day. So yeah, I don't chase, I attract.
Amazing.
Love it.
I don't chase, I attract. You've been listening to Kit all this time. Thank you all so much for listening. And for now, don't chase people, just attract.
Just attract.
See you later. Thank you.
It was so
If you're in a pure gym, a personal trainer, you want to be interviewed by moi, give me a holla.